Welcome to In Her Voice, a podcast created for women who listen to and live by their deepest wisdom, their inner voice. This was made for you, the woman who feels pulled to more, to lead, to create, to dream, and to be a world changer. My name is Kelly Covert, and I am an inner voice coach. Join me here each week as we explore what it means to reach for your inspired potential, all while honoring your worthiness each and every day. Hello, everyone. This is Kelly, and I just want to say thank you for being here with me today. I am here to talk to you about enoughness. And I know I've been talking a lot about enoughness lately, and that's just what's on my heart. So I'm not going to apologize for it because I think that if it's on my heart, it's meant for someone. Someone the other day said to me, Kelly, you talk about enoughness a lot, true. What does enoughness look like? And it really I really had to think about that because I had never really defined it before. And so I wanted to share with you the answers that I came up with, and there are multiple answers. So, when I really sat still and thought about enoughness, what I realized is that it doesn't really look like anything. So I think a lot of times we feel like we will be enough when we complete something, right? So enoughness, what we might think that it looks like is a finish line or checking that box off, the to-do list or the gold star or completing the project, right? And that is not what enoughness is. It is a feeling. It's a feeling that has to be cultivated and nurtured on a regular basis. So enoughness is actually something that we can give ourselves through kinder habits that help us to cultivate that feeling. Enoughness doesn't come from an outside source. This was one of the hardest lessons that I had to learn about what it means to be enough. I was always seeking that outside affirmation. I needed someone to tell me that I was good. I needed someone to notice me. I needed someone to clap their hands and say, good job. And I thought if I had that enough, that then I would feel good enough. But the funny thing about that is all that it did was made me want more affirmation. It was like a quick hit and then it went away. It wasn't a deep sense of fulfillment that I really sought. And so enoughness is a feeling that we nurture and cultivate through kinder habits of connecting with our inner voice, of reminding ourselves that we are enough, of remembering that worthiness does not require anything. We need reminders of that, and we need to give ourselves reminders of that all the time. So that enoughness is the sense of satisfaction and fulfillment that comes from within. I've talked about the rub before. And when I talk about the rub, what I mean is it's like that friction, something's not quite right. I still want more. Why do I have this rub? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's that feeling that there's something else for us. And when we cultivate enoughness in our life, that feeling goes away. The feeling is not there. And what replaces that hole, that rub, is joy and fulfillment and satisfaction and love for ourselves and respect for ourselves and confidence. All of these things come from us cultivating and nurturing our own enoughness. We cannot expect other people to give it to us. We have to do it ourselves. Enoughness is a habit of reminding yourself that worthiness is not earned. It means being able to say no to something that might bring that feeling of outside affirmation, that might bring a gold star or might give you another certificate on your wall or a promotion or whatever. But when we recognize that that thing might give us the affirmation, but it doesn't truly light us up, enoughness allows us to say no. Imagine what that would feel like in your life. What would it feel like to say no to an opportunity that didn't light you up? Sure, it's an opportunity. Maybe you'll make more money. Maybe you'll receive recognition. Maybe more people will get to know you. Maybe whatever is the thing that it would bring. But if it doesn't light you up, it is not for you. That will not bring enoughness to you, but saying no will. It's really quite amazing. Enoughness is understanding that life is not a performance. I am on Instagram. Most of you probably know that. I'm at Kelly J. Covert. And one of the things I see a lot on Instagram, and I will sometimes do it too, is people posting their workouts. And I see people posting workouts all of the time. I will periodically post a workout. There's nothing wrong with posting your workout. If you're proud of yourself, if you had a great workout, whatever. You don't need an excuse to post a workout. But what it feels like to me sometimes is that people feel the need to perform. They need to show someone else that they're doing the work, that they're being good enough. Like, look at me. I work out every day. Give me a gold star. And it almost feels like, well, if you didn't post it on Instagram, did you actually do it? I mean, it's kind of a joke, right? But life is not a performance. The decisions that we make every day and the things that we do every day are for us. And if you are making decisions based on what you think you should be doing, or based on what other people are doing, and you're not connected into your inner voice and you're not asking, what do I need to do? Then no amount of recognition or being noticed is going to help you feel like you're good enough. And in fact, a lot of times what happens is you can get into a cycle of feeling like you need to get noticed for more and more things. After a while, if you post a workout every day, people might not notice that you're doing that anymore. And so then maybe you need to do something else to get noticed. And maybe you need to do something else to get noticed. And this is a cycle that never ends well. You can trust me on that because I've been there and I've done it. And what it will do is it will leave you feeling exhausted and tired and still not good enough. So enoughness is understanding that life is not a performance. It is for you to live, and it is up to you to live and to understand what it means for you to live into your purpose and into your desires and into your heart. Enoughness is important because it is the foundation upon which we build our lives. We make our decisions from our enoughness. We take action from our enoughness or lack of, right? We talk to ourselves based on that. We show our love to ourselves or don't show our love to ourselves based on our enoughness and based on our perception of our enoughness. If you do not feel like you are good enough, you will beat yourself up. You will try. You will always be striving. You will be in this pattern of chronic overachieving and perfectionism and of having to be a certain way and look a certain way and do things a certain way. And yet it will never bring that feeling that you seek. So is enoughness important? Yes. And what do we need to do to get it? You have to nurture it. You have to cultivate it. You have to create a life that reminds yourself every day, every single day, that you are enough. I want you to know this one thing today. If you never did another thing and you never accomplished another thing and you never checked off another box and you never got another gold star, you are still enough. And when you cultivate that enoughness and that feeling of satisfaction that comes from within of that, you begin to choose differently in your life. You begin to make different kinds of decisions because those decisions aren't based on something that you're desperate for. They're based on something that you have already. I'm flowing deep into this idea. And as I talk now and in the future and on Instagram and wherever you're connecting with me, because this is not going away, I want you to know that if you feel like you're not good enough, number one, you are not alone. You are not alone. So many people feel this. And so many people try to fill up that sense of not good enough by doing. And what I want you to understand is when you start to treat yourself differently, when you start to create kinder habits, instead of beating yourself up all the time, maybe reminding yourself every day that you're enough. That you're allowed to say no, that you're allowed to do and to want the things that you want. When you can do that and you're cultivating your own enoughness, things will begin to shift. How you feel about yourself begins to shift. The decisions that you make begin to shift. Your action begins to shift. This is the kind of work that I'm doing in my own life. It's the kind of work that I'm doing with my clients. It's the kind of work that we dig into in our one-on-one sessions. And so if you want to feel your own enoughness, I encourage you to sign up for a deep dive session. This is where we begin. This is where the work begins. What do you need to do to cultivate your own enoughness? What will that look like for you? It's going to look different for every person because the answers are from inside of you. I would love to support you in your own journey into owning your enoughness. And so if this is something that's pulling on you, if it's something that's interesting to you, you can go to my website, kellycover.com. And you can sign up for a deep dive session right there. And know this, that by the end of that session, you will be reminded of how enough you are, of your full enoughness and your full worthiness. And you will have an action plan going forward of how to stay in that feeling, of how to cultivate that feeling. I would love to be with you on that journey. kellycover.com is where you go to sign up for your deep dive session. Let's get started. Let me remind you again. Your worthiness is not earned. You are enough today. You are enough tomorrow. You are enough. You are worthy.